Shall we move on, folks, to Loki?
Loki.
We should move on to Loki.
Yeah,
Loki,
let's
yes.
set us a time limit for Loki.
Yeah.
Sure,
I will
yeah, because
say.
we haven't even gotten to
20
the
minutes.
movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said 20 minutes.
Yes, I like that. I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
But yes, Loki
20 minutes.
season 2 is upon us. The first season 2 of any Marvel series,
Yeah.
which is fucking pretty nuts.
Also, the return of like the greatest Marvel fucking series.
hell
they've
yeah.
had.
For sure
It's-
the best.
So crazy
one.
that this was like the first one they gave us, right?
No, first one was WandaVision.
No, yeah, WandaVision and then Falcon
Yeah.
Winter Soldier and then Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Loki was October.
WandaVision's definitely
No
the first
way.
one.
I promise you, yeah.
Yeah.
Loki
No
was
way.
Loki was in October of the year that they started, and
That's
WandaVision
a
was
fucking.
early
That's
in
a
the year.
fucking. You're lying to my face.
I'm
You
afraid-
are a
I'm
false
afraid
prophet,
you're lying.
Daniel.
I'm afraid
You're
it's
lying
not.
to my
You
fucking
are spreading
face.
I'm afraid it's
lies
not, my friend.
with
You're
your
lying to my
wizardry.
face.
Yeah, I promise you, WandaVision was first.
You're lying through
No,
your
it
teeth
was.
into my
It
face.
was.
I have an open mouth, and I'm actually saying it to the side of your head. While you look that up and while you set up Loki, you know what your boy's gonna go do?
Bathroom time.
Little pee-pee time.
Little pee-pee time.
January 2015. January 15. 21.
October 2020.
Okay. Loki.
Take a hit from the bomb.
Take rips from the
Loki season 1. I need to confirm this.
See it?
June. Okay. Dang.
It's the third show.
Really? In my head, this was always like the first one.
It's because it's the best one.
Why was WandaVision the first one to fucking come
Because
out?
WandaVision was
Who
directly tied to the events of Infinity War.
was it?
Because that was
Oh, yeah.
really the first thing that we really got after all that, after the Endgame stuff happened.
But is
61.
Loki not directly tied to Infinity War?
No.
Because yes, this is the Loki that
Oh, I
escapes
guess
with the Tesseract.
But I feel like that's more of an offshoot of the main story arc, that's being told there.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It's
true.
a branch.
It is a branch.
Yeah, it's a branch.
It is a branch. But yes, season 1, if you don't fucking remember, we get the Loki from Infinity War that escapes with the Tesseract when the Avengers are going back in time.
Gotta go back in time.
They gotta go back in time. And we see what happens to him. He gets captured by the TVA. The TVA gives him a little blurb on the Marvel Cinematic Universe and what the fuck happened to him and how he fucking died.
Unfold his whole fucking life in front of him.
Exactly.
They make him fucking see his mom die, his dad die, and then himself fucking die.
Yeah, that shit was
Hardcore.
awful.
That episode, and it was kind of like a rip the Band-Aid off for us as a viewer because it's the first time we're getting like a perspective, like he's watching the Marvel universe unfold and just like the range of emotions and how sad the Odinson fucking brothers have it, really, for both of them. But Loki very specifically as like the ugly little redheaded stepchild that Odin treats him as, you know. But yeah, it's some heavy shit, and the entirety of this show and this new season does not relent on the heaviness of the way it delivers the story.
So in
Let
season
Daniel
1,
back in really quick.
Loki gets recruited by the TVA, by Morbius to be like, hey, there's this other Loki that's doing some fucked up shit. We need you to help us
she
out
has
and track him
boobs.
down. And it turns out to be a she. And she, yes, has boobies.
And Loki's trying to smash.
And Loki's like, hey, I like myself.
Yeah, seriously.
So I'm going to...
So weird.
So I'm going to...
The weirdest self-love message I've ever seen.
Exactly. So
Did you
Loki's
guys
just trying
not
to
bang
get
a female
down
version of
to...
yourself, though?
Loki's trying to get down to
That's how I
who
looked.
is responsible for all of this shit. And by the end of season 1, they find he who remains,
Yes,
which
at
is
the end of
Jonathan
time.
Majors, who plays a version of Kang the Conqueror, who's like, hey man, I'm a good guy here. What happened is there was a whole Kang war, and I won, and I'm the one who's keeping all this intact, so there's not another fucking Kang war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys are unpredictable, and I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen because you guys are here right now.
Yeah.
And fucking Sylvie, who is Loki, the woman, is just like, hey man, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
Yeah,
Loki
very
the woman.
quickly convinced, and Loki says the same thing like when he first starts time slipping back to Mobius, like very quickly convinced that he is the devil, which like I understand where she's coming from because, you know, he's scary as fuck and he's sitting in a palace at the end of time. But at the same time, it's also somewhat up in the air, I guess, you know? I don't know.
Well, Loki's also up in the air about how he feels
That's what I'm saying. I feel
about
like,
the whole thing. He's like, damn, he like,
yeah,
he was scary, but he fucking made sense
Yeah.
because there was this whole war that happened. But
Yeah.
because he was there, he was preventing another fucking
Yeah.
war from happening.
He just keeps saying like, all I just wanted was time to think. Like I wasn't agreeing or disagreeing or anything. He's like, I just don't know yet. He's like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And season 2, episode 1 kicks off exactly where season 1 ended,
Wow.
which is when Sylvie kicked him back through the time door, and he comes back to
TVA.
what we thought was like a different version of the timeline of the TVA at the end of season 1, right? Because he comes back and you just have the face of Kang, where it was like the face of like the 3 fucking wizards or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, everyone was like, where the fuck is he at? Is he in a different timeline? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But no, at the beginning, we find out
The wizard,
that
the warlock, and the... What is it called? What's that? What's that?
No, they're called something else. They have a name.
No, the episode.
oh, the episode for
Oh.
Ahsoka, it was like
It's the Jedi, the Witch, and the General or something like that. Whatever they call Thrawn.
Yeah.
Something like
the
that.
Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord.
The Warlord.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Nice play on the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You know,
Yeah.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah, it was good.
The Chronicles.
Narnia. But where the fuck was I? But yes, at the beginning of season 2, Loki is being chased by the TVA, by
Oh,
Morbius,
yeah.
and he
You're
does not
saying-
know what the fuck's going on.
You're saying we thought it was a different version of the TVA.
Yeah, at the end of season 1, we thought it was a different version
But
of
we
the TVA.
more or less have, because we will say this, right? It's like everything is still very much up in the air because it's only episode one.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as we understand it right
It's
now,
the past.
yeah, where he actually went, it's just back in time in the TVA. Time actually does work at the TVA.
Mm-hmm.
And
And they're
Kang's
getting
just
Men
been
in Black
wiping,
fucking, brain wiped
Yep.
at the end when shit goes wrong or somebody figures out what's
Exactly.
going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Loki is time slipping, meaning he's going back in time, forward in time. He doesn't know where the fuck
What
he's
a good
going.
effect.
Great effect. It
Sound
looks
Ugh, it
Dude,
looks gross.
Sound design visually, it is awesome. It looks
is
so
fucking
cool.
awesome.
It looks so cool.
Yes, when he finally gets back to his main timeline, he tells Morbius about what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
They go to this fucking war room where they're talking about, hey, this is what the fuck we gotta do. We gotta find Sylvie because we gotta fucking kill her. And everyone's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Chill.
Let's kind of chill out here for a second.
Chill.
Yeah, I will say I'm not, and maybe I just don't remember because I haven't seen season 1 since I think it came out. I think I only watched it the one time. But like they're kind of just dropping in this general character and like the random X5 or whatever he's called.
No, I think he was in season 1.
Okay, but he certainly didn't have like a big role, right? Not
He
enough
was-
at least for me to remember him
Oh, the
significantly.
other pruner guy?
Yeah.
The
The
blonde
dude,
guy?
yeah, the guy who cries like a bitch to the general. He was
In
like,
the first season.
"Well, he stole my pruning stick." I was like, "Why are you crying?"
I don't remember that guy from the first
Anyway, yeah,
I think
didn't-
he was just more of like a Loki character in season
Yeah,
1.
so like I'm
A
not
Loki character.
a Loki character, but the general for sure,
Loki
right? The Scottish lady, she was not in season 1.
The lady that is from Game of Thrones?
Yes,
Yes. I don't think she was in
She
season
just
1.
showed up and she like
Yeah.
has a super high position of authority all of a sudden. She's
I
like
like
charge
that
of
because
everyone.
it brings like this sense of like obviously there was shit going on behind the TVA, right?
Yeah,
But we don't know the people who are above that, above freaking people like
Yeah.
Morbius and all that.
They're like
Mobius and all that
sitting
shit.
there with the head of the what were they called?
the timekeepers.
Yeah, the timekeepers. They just have it on the desk. Like, what the
Yeah, the
fuck
robot head.
now?
Yeah, so seeing the people
This
that
is
are
a
above
problem.
them being like, what the fuck is going on? I
Yeah.
thought that was really fucking cool because
Yeah.
then you get like this like scramble for power of people that are like, hey, like the general's like, fuck what's going on right here.
Yeah,
We gotta find fucking Sylvie and we're gonna fucking murder her ass.
makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't
Really,
make sense.
really dumb plan, honestly.
But
It's right here.
what the fuck was I
We
gonna
have
say?
11 minutes.
Okay, but I think so we go through the episode. We meet Obi, which is played by how do you say
Q Hugh Kwan.
Yeah.
Q Kwan.
Yes.
Which you
Data?
don't know, he played
Short
Data
round?
in the fucking in the
QB,
Goonies.
yeah.
QB.
So we meet Obi.
Oh, sorry, Obi. My
Obi,
bad.
yeah.
Obi.
So we meet Obi. He helps he helps Loki get a handle on his or figure out how they're gonna fix the time slipping, right?
Yeah.
Does he help Loki get an idea, or does Loki help him
Well, Loki helps him
realize there's a problem?
realize there's a
Yeah.
problem,
And then he
and,
does
being,
fix
it.
and he's
Yeah.
just like, oh, you would need one of these, and he's
Yeah.
like, okay, and then he fucking builds it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So he already had the knowledge to build it. He just
Yeah.
never had a reason to be
build
like,
one,
oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna fucking build it.
Yeah.
We have this great scene where they
something was possible in the TVA.
yeah. So we have this great
Having
scene.
trouble reconciling that.
That's
Exactly.
funny. Yeah.
So there's this really nice scene where we're going back in time and then to the present time with Loki
And
and
Mobius
and Obi and Mobius and all that shit, and it was fucking filmed amazing. That shit looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
And then they figure out they got to build this whole fucking contraption to save Loki. Basically, Loki is just going to have to prune himself, which would release him from time. Yep. And then that thing would fucking shoot out and tether him and pull him back into their timeline, basically.
Into the TVA.
So they're like, all right. And if it doesn't fucking work, Loki's just going to be lost in fucking time forever. And all of
Mobius' skin comes off.
Yep. And all of Mobius' skin is going to come off.
Loses all of his skin.
So high stakes. High stakes right here.
My heart was pounding for that whole sequence.
Yeah, I thought they fucked up. I thought they didn't get it.
I thought they were going to they're going to have to time travel and do it again.
Exactly. They only had 5 minutes to do it. Loki accidentally time slips to the fucking future.
Yes.
Which was freaking nuts.
Yes.
He sees Sylvie from the future, which I thought was pretty fucking crazy. But he sees her after the 5 minutes are up, and he thinks like, holy shit. I'm fucking done. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Someone's calling on a phone. We don't know who the fuck it is. Nope. I'm very interested to see who is calling on the phone. Mm-hmm. And then
prunes him.
And then someone prunes him from the back. Pause. That shit was crazy.
Dude, for real. Fuck. Just ruthless.
Who are your main theories right now?
It's either, I think it might be a Loki from the future.
I think it's our Loki.
Yeah.
I think it's Loki and or Mobius.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a lot of.
I've seen people say like Ravonna Renslayer.
Stupid. She's a bad guy. Get out of here.
Yeah, what if she's a bad guy turned good guy?
Nah, fuck that. She's in love with what do you call it? I didn't know this, but apparently there's like history in the comic books that Kang and Ravonna Renslayer have.
Yeah,
a thing.
that's
so. Nah, fuck.
He loves her.
He loved her.
He loves her. Yeah. But yeah, what were you guys' overall? Oh, so at the end of the show. They pull it off.
Yep.
And
it's pretty much over.
It's like woohoo, yeah. So what were you guys' overall thoughts on the episode? Was it good?
Overall what?
Overall thoughts on the episode.
It was a lot. I really liked how they kind of just threw us back into everything. Really, like it was just like, here's the fast-paced environment that you left on. You're right back in it. I was telling my sister that it was really hard to like throw that like really deep Marvel cap back on after having like an extensive break and having like all the Star Wars stuff that's been coming out lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Like a lot.
Oh,
I did too. I liked it a lot. I give it probably like, I can't really think of a reason not to give it a 10 out of 10, to be perfectly honest with you. It was a pretty solid episode for me.
Yeah.
I think it was a really, really good season opener, like just in general as far as shows go. Because they didn't waste time. They're like, you've seen season 1. We know that you've seen it. Let's just get back into it. Like,
exactly.
We don't need to reintroduce everybody. We don't need to do this and that. Like, let's just go. And I appreciate that a lot. I liked it.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I thought this was great as well. I think, like, I agree with you. I can't see a reason to not give it a 10 out of 10.
It's
like,
perfect opener, man.
It was a great fucking opener. Yeah. Like Diggz said, I like that they dropped us back in. I thought a lot of the camera work was fucking awesome. Amazing.
A lot of slow zooms. You don't see those anymore. Those are like relics of the past.
Exactly. We see them a lot in like The Shining and freaking 2001.
It's an old trick because you can do so much more now with camera movement that there's no reason to slow zoom. But when they did it, I was like, hey.
It adds just like this element of horror.
Yeah,
you know,
it's tension because like you're you're slowly either coming in or you're slowly revealing something.
Exactly.
Like if you zoom out, it's good.
Exactly.
Shit.
But yeah, I thought a lot of the camera work was good. A lot of the sets were just amazing. Like the color schemes were fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of it, I was telling you, just like reminded me of like some Wes Anderson-esque like film style. Like I really wonder if like Owen Wilson kind of had some say in like how they were filming and like, hey, I think this would fucking, you know, because he is from that Wes Anderson branch of like, you know,
could be
him, Ben Stiller, fucking, you know, all these fucking guys.
I think a lot of directors nowadays are probably also just, he's a heavy influence.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Anybody who like, at least like now, especially like right now, probably because there's been so many like TikToks and reels and stuff that's like doing my laundry like Wes Anderson style, or like going to the grocery store Wes Anderson style. He's a very popular like director name right now, but he's a big influence. So like I think he's just in the culture right now too. Wes. Yeah. One thing that I tripped out on, which will connect to what we're going to talk about in a little bit, is I was like, influenced by Wes Anderson, influenced by Stanley Kubrick, bro.
Oh yeah,
I was 100%. Like, that's where Wes Anderson gets his shit, bro.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. I was watching I was watching these movies. I was like, damn, like
because I had the thought in my head. I was like, hey, this looks like Wes Anderson, and I was like, no, Wes Anderson looks like this. Yeah. I was like, oh shit,
because Stanley Kubrick has a lot of.
Hi, guy. Look, we got a little buddy on the podcast here.
A little fly.
Hey, pal. He's not even a fly. He's like,
what is that?
I don't know.
Like a bug or something.
His name is Richard. You know why? Because he's a dick.
Fuck this bug, dude.
Bye.
Oh,
It's okay.
You
He's
fucking
right here.
killed him.
No, he's not
right there.
dead.
Fuck that fool, bro.
Sorry, buddy. Get out of here.
Get off.
Get out of here. Anyway, yeah, Loki's really good.
Yeah, the
I'm
shit was
super
fucking
down.
sick. The ending was cool.
Yeah.
Everything was awesome about it. Seeing Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson
We still
back
have
together again.
we still have 5 minutes, so let's just really quickly. What are your season 2 predictions? Episode 2 predictions. My bad.
Episode 2? Fuck, dude. I really don't even know.
Yeah, because my main thing that I was thinking is when Loki goes to the future, I think he went to episode 2 or 3. Because the episode ends, the last frame we get is B-15 sitting there and the lights start to flicker.
Yeah.
And when we see Loki go to the future, it's not, maybe it is a lot farther because there's dust that's settled and stuff like that. So, you know, maybe it's not. But it feels very much like that. Like, it feels like if it's not episode 2, it's the end of maybe like this season or something. Because it feels like the culmination of like the TVA starting to like trip out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say if anything, that's probably the end of the season.
Because I was talking with Buddy about that. I'm like, how cool would it be if all the time travel that's happening is wild, but it all happens within the episodes?
Oh yeah.
Like Loki and Mobius go to episode 7, but we don't know that. But then when we get to episode 7, the context hits and it's like, oh, this is where they were when they time traveled, or like that's where they were. Or some
I'm sure
shit.
they will. Yeah.
I feel like that would be
It's
cool.
got a significance to probably where he's time slipping.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would like
Maybe
it. That's
not.
just my hopes right now. My early hopes. We've only seen one episode, so
Yeah. I don't even know what could happen in these next.
Yeah,
in the
me
season.
neither. It's pretty up in the air. Seriously, I don't.
I want to know when old timey version of Kang is gonna get introduced.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That like
yes.
sneak peek that we got when they see him in like the top hat and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
The Nikola
and
Tesla time.
That was at the
shit.
end of like Ant-Man and the Wasp,
think-
right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it was Quantumania. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What's his
him.
name? Victor Timely.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Victor Timely.
Victor
That's
Timely.
good. That's a solid.
That's
name.
a fun
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I also did like the little mid/end credit scene with
Oh, yeah,
Sylvie
McDonald's.
goes to
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yeah. Old school like 80s McDonald's. Was it,
Yeah.
like
He's
1984.
like, yeah, we got McNuggets.
Yeah.
We got a Big Mac. We
She's like,
got you
how
can
do I
get
do
a double
this?
quarter pounder. You can do it with or without cheese.
Yeah, I love when his rant in the back is funny because you just hear him keep going. He's like, I'd like chicken nuggets personally, but I'm not so sure about the Big Mac or whatever he's saying.
Yeah.
But I also love how she just comes up because she's just like, how do I do this? And just like, what? It's like, I'll take anything as long as it doesn't have a face or whatever. It's like something meat that doesn't have a face or whatever.
Yeah, no rats, no something,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
something, and it doesn't have, and it can't have a face.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, yeah.
Sylvie's a vegan or so. Yeah. I'm like,
But yeah, I'm interested with that. I'm interested to see where that storyline's gonna go. Cause like, what is she up to?
yeah.
Living a life.
What does she
bro.
want?
She thinks she's
I was
free.
telling Diggz yesterday, I think when we were talking, that like there does seem to be a difference, at least in wardrobe, obviously, but like I assume it's a passage of time of the Sylvie that we see at the end of the episode proper when she opens the elevator. Her hair's real nicely done, and she's in like some kind of gray coat and like nice clothes. She looks well kept. Versus where we got her in the mid credits, I think it's right after season 1, probably like when she left out the time door or whatever.
Very true.
So there's something that happens where she settles in some way or another.
She's just gonna work at, because I think there's
She
a
works
scene in like the
McDonald's.
trailer where she's like
McDonald's,
working at McDonald's.
Oh, okay. So she's gonna get a job there and just
Yeah.
chill for a bit.
McJob, bro.
1984 or what?
And
I like
Probably.
it.
Or was it 1982
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
something like that.
in Oklahoma?
Working at
I liked
Mickey D's, bro.
I liked the random jet ski rant again that we got. He's
Yeah.
like,
You know, jet ski's not an actual.
a lot of people think jet skis are actually just what do you say, a sea vehicle. He's like, but they're not. It's a brand.
Brand.
You
Yeah.
know, it's like Kleenex or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that show was fucking.
Have you seen?